Hey, you got some more from Joy. It's KZ from Cape Town. How you doing? How you doing? As you can see at the logo at the bottom over there, this video has been sponsored by Inked Vapor, which is a local vape shop run by a very friendly guy called Jurgens. So he sent me this because he obviously knows, he's also a member of my channel, and he also knows what type of vaping I like, and he thought that I would like this. So he sent me along this little guy for the purpose of this review. And it is not the Blotto, it's not the Blotto Mini, but it is the Blotto single coil. The third one in the series. Coil which I will be using is a white collar coil, but these coils standard come with 6 wraps. So basically what I did is I just turned it to an extra 7 wrap just to get an angle on my coils, just to quickly show you what my coil looks like. So I took one of the standard white collar coils and then I cut the leg lengths to 8 millimeters. And then what I did is I twisted it to get an extra 7 wrap, and this is what the length of the legs then come out if you twist it around to get to that specific angle. Because when I looked at the bull deck over there, then I thought that this was going to be the best for me though, to actually put in that coil, the easiest though, and have the correct length, because I also know that this coil actually has a bit of spring to it still, so that you can actually adjust it still and actually pull it up there. And the mod I decided to use is this. This is the old pioneer for you, the IPv6X 200 watt, but the nice little gunmetal version, and I thought these guys would look cool together because that is the version which I actually received, the gunmetal. But it is also available in a total of 3 colors, not only gunmetal but also stainless steel and black as well. And then you can also get it, as you can see on the picture, in the bubble glass version or the straight glass version, depending on you though. It is a 23.5 millimeter diameter little atty. It's got a bottom airflow, which obviously I always enjoy for sure. And what's also interesting, if you still look at that deck there, it's got 272 degree airflow hitting that coil. The diameter of the coil I decided on is going to be a 3 millimeter diameter, which I think is going to be perfect for this little RTA. So without any further ado, let's go down for a closer view. And as always, you get this nice colorful box, what you have over there inside the RTA. Very, very simple. Blotto single coil on that side, Vaping, Bogan and Dovpo, and at the back some main features. They do however not list what is inside the package. It's all anticipation so that you can open. Clearly indicated is the color version which you are going to get. Very simple to actually open that. Just lift it up. You're going to get a little tab. You lift up that little tab, and underneath you are going to get the standard little bottle opener. And this portion over here is optional. You can also use this to adjust your coil lengths with. Authenticity card. A very basic but effective manual. Also, you're going to get a little bag with your tri tool, some spare O-rings and 4 flathead grub screws on the inside. And then right at the bottom you're going to get 2 bubble tanks, of which the one is clear glass and the other one is going to be an Ultim. We will be using this bubble glass. Looking at the RTA, first of all, you have got this 810 drip tip with a very nice wide bore, very nice looking drip tip. I actually like this guy. Then you have your top cap, of which is probably going to be about a half a turn, and then you must give it a nice little pull to actually release it though. You can see your bull deck right at the bottom over there. But yeah, so putting in juice is not going to be an issue. You've got 2 O-rings keeping the glass intact as per usual though. So now I've also noticed, because this bubble glass is actually rounded at the end, it appears as if it's slightly, there's a slight spacing at the bottom there, but it's not actually the case there. So don't worry about that. You have got the airflow control at the bottom, but it adjusts actually very, very nicely, and it does lock into place. And you have got it on the other side as well. Then you've got your Blotto little logo on there, and you've got a protruding gold plated 510 pin, and at the base, Blotto single coil, Vaping, Bogan, Dovpo and a serial number. So opening it up, let's just quickly remove the base, our bull deck, and then I also just want to remove the glass. And just be careful, because normally in storage these glasses normally attach to that O-ring at the top over there. So just be very careful. I mean, I just pried mine ever so slightly open with this flathead at the top, and just to get that initial release there, and then it came off very quickly, and since then you're not going to have a problem. I'm interested in this bubble glass, so I will be using that. Threading looks nice, not have an issue with that though. Nice and dome shaped on the inside. Nice big bore for the juice to travel up to the mouth. Looking at the building, you can clearly see that this guy has been designed for a single coil, which will be sitting over there, and you can always also see the humongous amount of airflow which actually surrounds it though. There you can see the holes at the bottom and the holes along the sides. You can clearly see your 2 little flathead grub screws, which you're going to loosen to put in your coil. And yeah, and then your wicking ports are going to run down there. and then you've got some space for your wick to actually pass through. And then also you can see this bottle cap design, which is typical and iconic of the Blotto series. Lastly, you can clearly see the peak insulation running around this side, which means this is going to be the positive pin, and that little solar okie on that side is going to be your negative. Let's do a build.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are.
Okay, so I've been using this for about an hour after I did the build, just to make double sure and double check my findings on this though. And it's a strange one to judge, to be quite honest though. Now, if you like the Blotto look, you're going to like the Blotto look. But if you watch my previous or my first review on which I did about the Blotto, I'm not a big fan of this bottle cap. Although it doesn't look bad though. I think it would look greater on a more rugged mod with more edges and lines and things like that though, because of this design. If you can enjoy the flavor, you've at least got the option there of the bubble glasses though. Not sure why they include an Ultim bubble glass for the gunmetal, and probably they're going to include one for the silver as well. Doesn't look that good though. I would rather prefer the Ultim with the black though, if they want to include an Ultim, and rather put another one in there, another clear glass for the other two colors. The drip tip though, I would have preferred the bore to be slightly more narrower. It's got a large bore on it though. So regarding the building, I mean, the building is fine. You've got to just adjust your coil there, the way in which I actually did, getting your legs at a perfect angle, and then it drops in there. The coil legs are going to be very short though. Once you get that coil situation or style or shape figured out, then it's not an issue there. Removing my top cap is slightly tight. Because it's that tight though, that O-ring over there might create a vacuum on the inside. So what I basically do is, when I fill juice though, what I found is, before I actually put on my top cap, to close my airflow ring and then put on the top cap, and then when I open up my airflow ring, it gives me the best results regarding the saturation. Yeah, and then it gives you a very nice vape though. That's where I find the most flavor particles coming up there, and obviously you're going to get better or experience a flavor as a better one in that specific case. I must, to be quite honest, I do prefer the flavor from the Eclipse single coil to this one, to be quite honest. Regarding leaking on this guy, I find it very hard to leak though. I don't know, I know there's people that have problems with the leaking though, but mine standard as is, I find it to be extremely forgiving though. I mean, I thinned out my cotton, changed the lengths of the cotton running through the cotton ports though. I played around with this thing tremendously, just to find out what is the best way in which to build this guy or assemble this guy, put it that way. And not one of those ways in which I actually changed my cotton or thinned out my cotton or changed the length of my cotton legs, I found this guy to leak. So not at all. There is absolutely no leaking in this guy. It takes a very nice capacity with a bubble glass, absolutely. So I think on a larger dual battery mod, these bubble glasses don't look too odd though. I think it looks fairly fine. But yeah, with the rate of saturation in which it does now, that's where I experienced the best flavor on this specific Blotto. I was actually expecting a more intense flavor out of this though, but I think the problem with this guy is that if you look at the airflow pillars, because you've got airflow all the way to the top though, I think the top half airflow holes on both the airflow pillars, they should not have been there though. Because if I look at previous RDAs and RTAs, which I actually enjoyed the most, they have got either bottom airflow directly under the coil or airflow that comes along from the sides, that hits the coil from the sides though. Now this is what's happening over here as well, if you eliminate the top half air holes. But those top half air holes is if the air comes out and then pushes back against the airflow from the bottom and from the sides. I would have made the hole slightly larger on the bottom halves and kept the airflow holes as it is directly underneath the coil, and I suspect I would get better flavor that specific way. But because the way it is at the moment though, there are single coil RTAs that surpass it in the flavor department, according to me though. So yeah, so your coils, the coils being clockwise, those are the coils which you most likely will use in this specific guy. You can use anti-clockwise coils on this specific guy, and then you're just going to run your one leg that way and the other leg that specific way. Whereas the clockwise coils, which I am actually using, mine is running over the top on this side and over the top on that side, and then I can lift my coil down in the center. So you will just have cross coil legs in the case of an anti-clockwise coil, but you can use both of them now. So yeah, that is that. I enjoyed the building on this guy. It was such a breeze to do it though. Enjoyed the wicking of it. 3.5, I think if you use 3.5 millimeter diameter coils, you're going to actually have to thin out your cotton a lot more. So I don't really see a purpose in using a larger coil than a 3 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter coil in this specific guy. I mean, it's not a bad looking RTA. The Blotto is extremely popular. A lot of people, the majority of the people, like the look of this specific RTA. And as I said, the machining is nice. I didn't have any problems with the threading on this guy. So yeah, filling it also not too bad. The juice fill port's not that big that you actually can get the nozzle of your bottle through there, but you don't have an issue actually filling this specific guy. So thank you very much, Jurgens from Inked Vapor, for sending this along for the purpose of the review. So thank you very much, Jurgens at Inked Vapor, for sending this along for the purpose of this review. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. And you came, you saw, you decide. This is Kaiser signing over now. Cheers.